Koto, Harimai, and welcome along to another ovum of Shall We Ovaries with me, Penny Ashton. You can tell I'm back in the swing of shows and travel because my output on this podcast is much like my estrogen levels, sputtering with much irregularity. Shout out to the marvellous peoples of Southland who came and bought many tea towels after seeing The Tempestuous last month. Oh my gosh, the show seems to have been going very well and people are really loving it. So thank fuck for that. Also, yes, but thanks to Angela and everyone there. I had a lovely time. Also had a lovely birthday party this week as I celebrated turning into that most menopausally decade, my 50s. Yes, 50 and fabulous. I felt very fortunate to have a lovely gathering of people from across all stages and ages of my life, from my bestie Liz, who I met in 1976, all the way through to people that I have met recently. I keep wondering when I'm going to feel old because it hasn't really happened yet. I mean, of course, my body is falling apart around me and adding new conditions all the time, the latest being a Morton's neuroma in my foot, which has been a right old pain in my not arse. But I still don't feel entirely grown up. But I have to say, just this last year, with my new show going well, just being financially secure in these times and stuff like that, I am feeling very A, fortunate, and B, really happy with where I am. As I said at my party, you spend a lot of the time in the entertainment industry trying to make it. That was with air quotes, make it. And what even is making it? And John Lennon said, even though I don't like to quote that wife beater, but he said, life is what's happening when you're making other plans, I believe in a song. And I realized that, my life that is happening while I was wanting all these other things is marvelous. And it's actually really good. And somebody said to me recently, keep going and you'll get there or something like that. And I'm like, if I maintain this sort of status quo, adding things like directing that I'm doing this year, then that's fucking great and hooray. But anyway, long-time listeners will be very interested to know that Mike Hosking, aka my period, is still going and very regularly, but sort of on and on and on and on. Irregular in its output, but usually quite once a month, that sort of thing. Quite happy that we haven't heard from Hosking for a while, I have to say. Actually, I'm here for that. But the reason I am dropping this ovum and doing my very first ever unboxing podcast, boxing, is that my Morton's foot has kind of been the nerve twinge to break the camel's toe. And as such, I'm about to slap on my first HRT patch live on Showy Ovaries. I am starting on the low dose of 25 patches. No, that would be a lot of patches. No, not 25 patches, 25. I don't even know what it is. I'm so new to this. 25 micrograms? Milligrams? Kilos? No. Micrograms. I was starting on that low dose to ensure that my epilepsy meds don't get fucked up. I'm also hoping it might help with the nerve pain, the hip pain, and potentially the vulvodynia. So if you don't know about that, from VNN, Vagina News Network, or Vulva News Network, I have had this burning for the last couple of years. The amitriptyline worked, but it dried my singing voice to a husk. And suddenly I had this upper belly bullshit. It was sticking out past my, let's be frank, sizable tits. I'd spent sort of a long time in my life coming to terms with weight and had sort of got to a stasis that I was okay with the lower belly. But then it's like smaller sister only just popped up above, like poking out of my dress. I couldn't fit quite a lot of my frocks and stuff. And I was like, oh, fuck this. So I've stopped the amitriptyline. But, especially because of the singing voice thing, because it was like I was rasping over a rusk. Of course, I realised that HRT may come with side effects, and of course it might not work at all. It's so hard not to hope that it's going to be this panacea, particularly for my hip pain and my leg pain. That was the thing that's been really annoying. Sitting for any length of time is quite hard now. I do have a standing desk now, which is a new thing, but they're really good for also, I looked into research, longevity. If you stand at your desk, you live longer. So that's cool. And other things like that. But anyway, I'm going to give it a go. I've decided to join the ranks of the women clamouring for the strangled supply of HRT patches. Makes me ponder if there's ever been a shortage in supply of Viagra, as there is currently globally for estrogen patches. Of course, there's been a massive uptick in prescribing because of doctors being a bit more literate about it, etc. And I have to give a big shout out to Kingsland Health. My Dr. Jackie Rosby is so great. She just listens and trusts me and that I've done my research. I've done my own research and actually that it's quite a good research. So yeah, anyway, time to slap on a patch. So I'm just going to get them. I haven't even really looked at this package yet. Oh, I have to cut them in half, I believe. So here we go. Yeah, it says 25 grams are out of stock, so I have to use these 50 ones and cut them in half. So I'm doing that. Here's the box. It's my very first unboxing. Oh my God, and it just looks so small. Estradot. Yes, micrograms. Well done. Estradiol, 50 micrograms a day. Each transdermal patch contains what? 0.78 milligrams. How is that 50? There's the medical bamboozling for a start. Opening. Here we go. Oh, am I supposed to wash my hands or something? Fuck, I don't even know. Look, this is terrible. Apply half twice a week to clean, dry, intact, non-hairy. Thankfully, I'm not of a hairy persuasion. On trunk or upper arm as directed. Low rotate application site. Do not use in the same site again for several days. Right, scissors. Ha! Massive sewing shears. So yeah, how do you get this out of here? Right. Is this interesting? Podcasting? Oh my God, it's tiny. Look at that thing. It's so tiny. Many of you listening are like, oh, listen to this child. Ugh. So I might cut it on the diagonal. Here we go. It is snipped. There we are. And just a reminder, of course, that because I have not had a hysterectomy, I will be taking progesterone as well. And I'm really glad that they started funding Utrogestin, because I was talking to one woman who'd forgotten that the reason she'd had the Utrogestin was to not get cancer. And it had cost money, so she'd stopped getting it. Oh, and I was like, oh, please God, go back and take it. But it's thank God that it's funded now, even though, of course, this wonderful new government, let's not talk about them, is going to put the price back for prescriptions. But $5 is obviously a lot better than $30. Right, here comes the moment of truth. Dun, 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 dun. Stick. Oh my God, it just seems so something on my on my belly that will hopefully get a bit smaller. But as I say, I know it's not a panacea, etc., etc. But fingers crossed, it's there, it's under my pants. Sidebar, Kmart, ladies, even though they might have a size 16S, also like cute flowers and colour and things. They're not full briefs. No offence if you like full briefs, but I do not like full briefs. A high-waisted bikini. Still sexy. Totally. My husband loves my Kmart high-waisted bikini pants. But yeah, put some colour, flowers, things like that. Now I'm like, am I feeling a rush of... Yeah, no, Penelope, calm down. Anyway, so there we go. I will report back, obviously. Got to leave this in a safe place, this 25 grams, and see what the fuck happens. I hope I don't get an allergic reaction to this. I've been very lucky with my skin in my life generally. No sort of propensity to rashes and allergies and things like that. But yeah, and I start taking, because I do have my period currently, so I will start taking the Utrogestin in a couple of weeks and see what happens. Oh my God, exciting. Now I'm a real woman. Just like when you get your period, you know, your mother's like, oh, welcome, you're a woman now. I feel kind of amazing for doing this. And it's funny. I know all about the WHI study being debunked. I know all about that, but there's just something in the back of your head that gives you a little bit of pause. But there is absolutely no cancer history in my family. And even if you do, you can still take it, is the advice now. But I understand people that have been a bit hesitant, especially because I like a glass of wine. So it's like, you know, it's the same risk as having a couple of glasses of wine a day. And I'm like, well, am I doubling that risk now? You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm blathering. I'm filling time. I don't need to. It's an ovum. It can be short. Woohoo! Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, doing the Hamilton Gardens Festival with the Tempestuous, 28th and 29th of February. Then I am doing the Poetry Slam at Womat, of course. And then I've had so many great applicants this year, it's going to go off. Then 5th of April, I am doing the Stratford Shakespeare Festival with the Tempestuous. Never thought I'd be at Shakespeare festivals, but yet here we are. Then the 6th of April, I am doing the 5th of April, I'm doing Rotorua. The 6th of April, I'm doing Stratford. And then in the second half of April, I'm doing the Tempestuous at Centrepoint. And then I'm preparing to direct Sense and Sensibility at Circa, which will open in July. I've got a fantastic crew of lady actors for that, and I'm just really looking forward to it, working with the music, with Gareth Farr. It's just going to be choice, mate. I've even added some menopausal lines, of course. Mrs. Dashwood saying, "Whoa, why am I so hot?" Things like that. Anyway, enough bothering. Ciao.